What a beautiful day it is today, my friends. And I wanted to talk about a topic today that has many minds boggled. And many have the intention to utter that into life, and why that is. The question is, what's the difference between 5D and 3D? Use these words, metaphors, and labels as bus stops for you to find your trail. For nothing is absolute. Everything is subject to change at a moment's notice. What I'm trying to explain to you, this bleeds into life, magic, extraterrestrial contact, CE5 if you will. Dan Winters, which I interviewed. And I'll probably do again because I have a few questions. So, explaining that, this is the alchemy of that is, and there's no debate because once you are it, it'll be evident. So many people say 5D is already here. Wrong. The accessibility to a degree is here, like the mountain behind me. You can climb it. Well, maybe you're not equipped yet to climb that. So yes, the mountains are here. Yes, the upper layers of dimensional aspects are here. Well, how many do you see on the mountaintop? If I take that camera and flip it over there right now, empty. Many look at it. You look from a distance into the height. Attaining it. Becoming it. Resonating that. Is the embodiment and not the intent. So, yeah, a lot of spiritual warriors want to know, give me the skills, give me the power. It has to be attained through divine thought, right and just actions. How can I put it into words? Ascension has in part, and interestingly, it's like people like, I think, Billy Carson and Dan Winters are not finding that out. I've been saying that in videos 10 years ago. You can dial back. Ascension is basically, how does God explore itself as in source? It, not him. Okay? You explore and expand and your aura grows. Like notes. Mum, 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 mum. I'm not a singer, so I'm just giving you an idea, like, you know? La, da, 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 da. Like according to the 432 hertz, la, and then however high of a note you can hit as a development for your soul. The embodiment of a soul. And we're fragmented beings because what do we have? Fragmented knowledge of past lives, bits and pieces. Complete knowledge when passing over and reincarnating and bringing that back, meaning you're complete. That's the ancient way. So, to go 5D, meaning you create so many divine choices that your aura grows and grows and grows and grows and grows till it reaches a degree of like a golden egg. But the blueprint of that golden egg has a certain size and a certain sound. And if you're not having that, you're not passing through the ascension gates. I can break down now, before planet Maldek was blown up. If you really want to go into deep history, way before the Anunnakians landed. They landed, Earth was already in dire straits. Before the Anunnakians, the Naburians landed here, we had Pleiadian rebels that were here trying to escape the Empire, the Empire in Star Wars, the Draconian Empire. It's just an old storyline that we keep repeatedly telling ourselves, thinking it's entertainment, when it is time to remember who we are. So basically, if you can ascend, you die prematurely, you reincarnate, you come back on either lesser developed planet, that means failure to integrate. There's only the way. Yeah, if you look at it a perspective of a omnipresence of light or councils of light outside of the time-space or space-time continuum, you can see, okay, this is the path he's taking or she's taken. But there are destructive ways and there are creative ways. And our soul is here embodied in the flesh to make the better choice. To make the better choice means to make a selfless choice that doesn't cost you anything. It uplifts somebody else or something, and your aura grows. And this is the difference between 5D and 3D, and I'll break down the psychology and the chemistry to that too. Making the right and divine choices will establish contact. Ships are attracted to people that can stabilize their aura, stabilize the field of coherence, and making their aura grow until you're in this avatar stage. Bodhisattva, Buddha level. Buddha level is like evident. Many gurus and famous ones claim they are the embodiment of Bodhisattva. If you so will, everybody is. The test of magic is your divine presence. That begins with discipline, the choosing of words, and how do things manifest around you and unfold, and what you access. And guess what? It's beyond any relationship you've ever known. Beyond marriage, beyond open, beyond closed. All of these things, all of these labels, is beyond that. If you embody pure love, and that's what you are, it's like the universe, or like an angel that says hello. He comes, or the information comes in a disguise and gives you an opportunity to experience, and many choose to pass it. You know the fairy tale, when the royal is kicked out of his kingdom. It's our storyline. The kingdom of God, castle, Disney, worlds of illusion. Look into the positive affirmations and the coding of what needs to be decoded, what subconsciously is rewritten for us. Very important. So the king or the princess gets kicked out. The journey of the hero, you know all about it. You can Google it, journey of the hero. How, what does that entail? What is this, the struggle, the things we have to go through, the tests. But here's one peculiar test. Sometimes you are in a place, you're waiting for signs, you're having hopes, nothing happens. Then something comes in front of you, reveals itself, displays itself, and gives you an opportunity to understand your existence. And then you make deals with it. Like this is nature. Like the queen is out in the desert. And a poor old lady says, you can stay at my house, but you have to fill that well. And the princess wants to go see her prince again. You know the story, the balancing of Ma'at, the masculine and the feminine. So she fills the well, but the well never fills. Hold that thought. We are here, we are the princess or the prince, and we tell the old lady, nah, I'm not going to fill your well, You have some, care, sharing is caring, and I'd like to say how many people do that, but we're not committing to anything. So we're making deals with the offering of the ascension plan, which is already blasphemous in my mind. Is failing to acknowledge what is unfolding in front of you to give you an opportunity is already failure to expand your aura, and that is 3D. Make no mistake. Staying 3D is failure to face conjugate, implode the divine plus and minus into zero, feeling out the energy, so you're not that anymore. You're becoming the godly faculty that you're supposed to be, not being perturbed by that anymore. And then you upgrade your auric field and your soul particles. You complete the picture, you complete the bubble, you become that egg, and you begin to integrate that information in a divine way with the choices that you made. And that is going 5D. And everybody's saying they are 5D or I am 5D. You're not. The discipline is missing, the understanding is missing, and the magic. We all want to, make no mistake. Of course I want to. But I train myself like a super monk to what is the choice that I make? Who do I meet? How do I respond? What do I do? What do we offer? How far do we go? What do we dislike? Do we have an opinion? Is that opinion called for? Does somebody require healing? And I hear the call of many, and many are not ready to receive. Fixed goals in their mind of things that might be in the astral realm that they find one day, story of their entire life, and they'll never find it because they confine a preconceived notion to an absolute that will never take place. You're binding the universe, you're putting a spell on yourself. And since the fall of Atlantis, and maybe even further, that's what we did. What do you call in the language? Can you spell that? We're using spells. Every word is a spell. Are you using white spells or dark spells? Many people practice witchcraft without knowing it. The way you get up in the morning and address to the universe how the day unfolds, how you place your little parts and pieces. It doesn't have to be, the broomstick and, claw of a raven and mugwort. And, this is all metaphorical, anecdotal, normally rehearsed rituals in a blur of forgetfulness. Not really doing anything, thank God. No, it's forming an intent, combing your hair, and you know you don't like your mother, and you projecting it out, and a phone call comes in, yeah, mom broke her foot. What are we doing? Are we aware of that we're doing that? And many like, I'm love and light. But you broke the neighbor's fence, and you didn't say that it was you, and you didn't reimburse the neighbor. I'm talking about cases that happened. But you love and light. And next day you see the neighbor called another neighbor who has a triple bypass, who fixes the fence in 110 degrees. And you drive by, and in your mind you're love and light. Avoid and deny. Some people do that. Wow. But these things will be all measured against your soul and weighed when you cross. We don't even know the art of divine dying. The ancients knew this, like the natives. I don't know if you heard the tale. When Grandpa, who was 134 years old, thinks it's time to move on into another life because experience is complete, there's a divine way. And he goes into the hill where the people pass, and there's a sacred ceremony in a circle, and he lays down, and in 4 days he's passing. That's the divine way. And the soul can go into the divine plan of reviewing life and where all of these things go. But we have hospitals where people die of biomechanical failure, immune system corruption, which is what we're going through, we're realizing now. We're giving it all types of names. It's not that. The human race is sick. All of us. All of us. I don't see one levitating, walking through solid confinement or over water yet. But the miraculous healing faculties are already given to us. They're taking place. I looked at Joey Dispenza, very impressive. I looked at the cases that Greg Braden presented where people do like focused meditation, heal the tumor in a urinal tract, which you can see in the x-ray, kind of like disintegrated in dimensions. Amazing stuff's taking place. I was allowed also, if you want to watch that video, to build a holodynamic medbed, which can facilitate and assist in cellular rejuvenation and anti-aging and all that good stuff to a degree. So there are modalities that 5D brings here. With when you make 5D choices, you may channel 5D information, such as channels like Bashar, Esther Hicks, Krista Raisa, channels where, and trust me, when it comes to criticism, I'm a beast. Yeah! Like, if you give me fancy metaphors how to better my life, and it's repetitive and regurgitated, and if we've been hearing this for 30 years, not interesting. How do we manifest? How do we bring that into life? How do we make that real here? That's my concern. So there were also dispute with ETs with agendas that said, we're 5D, you're not. We're walking in the glory of what you call God. We are love. We embody that. We are empathic. We are all loving, all divine in that, presenting that Buddha effect. Where Buddha sits, Jesus, the Grand Master of Viracocha, Pakal Votan, all of those holy beings, these messianic figures, self-realized and activated, mind you, with an integrated aura, integrated soul, full memory, recall of past lives, and so on and so forth. Where they would walk, grass would grow. Trees would grow 3 times as fast, 3 times the size. Holy energy would permeate from them. They would be in the water, fish would flock, butterflies would land on them, deer would come, animals would come down, peace would reign, people would cry, healing would be instant, because they had such a high resonant frequency, which Dan Winters calls the phase conjugate implosion system. Also, I call it the scalar fractal capacitance, and the charge distribution in your system alchemically is actually 100%. See, people don't know. What chlorophyll is to plants is what melanin is to us. Doesn't matter what complexion you have. Without melanin, melatonin, all of these things in your system, you don't exist. Non-function. Your body will not functionate, no, non-functioning. Melanin is the photosynthesis from sunlight through your skin into your system. To metabolize vitamin D correctly, you must have organic sulfur. And the people that are in the green, you are not having it. Organic sulfur is what I suggest. I will make a video where I will suggest a wellness program that everybody should participate in. And I'm not selling that product. I wish that would be mine. It's not. There's stuff that is void in our food that we don't have. Bioavailable copper, that's copper 3. Organic sulfur. And many other minerals, like potassium in bananas. It's like you have to eat 12 bananas a day to have your regulated potassium level. That's your sugar transport. Now, the alchemy in the body, what does that mean? Let's break it down between 5D, 3D. 5D means you're accelerating, making good choices, setting goals, reaching that goal in a short amount of time, getting in resonance with that and staying with that. Many people out there have goals, or they're nomadic, or they travel, or they're waiting what spirit tells them, and they are not listening. They're not in tune to what's being communicated, and that has to do with how phase conjugate are you with what's actually being transmitted. Like, is your radio station tuned to the frequency that is actually pertaining you? Esther Hicks says that when you is not in agreement with you, your original self, we're having problems. And many people are not in agreement with themselves, thinking they are. That is the grand illusion. Sorry to say. To come to terms is to be in agreement with what you do and find a time cycle where one will ultimately be in agreement with self in a divine way and manner. That would be you seeing, realizing, acting upon it, not restricting yourself, moving forward, and being successful. And boom, your aura grows. Make an undivine choice and your aura shrivels. Make a stagnant choice, your aura stays stagnant. People say, my aura is this, and this, and that. Well, how much is working around you? What's coming to you? And it doesn't matter. There are no Grammys for this. You see, Gaia doesn't feature me because of this. This is the nuts and bolts of being real. You look at many people on all genres of industry, they're all about them. And when you seek collaborations, you see where the face conjugation is. Dan Winters that's my man. He's down. Like, I call that dude up. He was like, yo, what's the story of the Maury? Let's go. And then I asked him a question, and he's like, he's in it. And there's no price on that. That dude is real. Mary Rodwell. I haven't contacted Billy Carson yet, but imagine, check Billy Carson, I think the compendium of the Emerald Tablets, how he compares the Emerald Tablets of Tohoth with Sumerian tablets and looks at parallels. This is where we're making phase conjugate decisions to combine codes to make our aura grow. This was an intricate detail. Make a good choice. Go forward. Be successful. Or move into a new house, or find a relationship, or pick something, or make an experience. Go out there, Don't conceptualize the outcome of what you want as in the experience that you're about to make, because it won't work. I've given up with that. I let the universe offer to me what I need when I need it. I let the universe, and interestingly, this really works. And since Joey Dispenza said that, I guess after What the Bleep Do We Know? Was the first time, I saw conscious media network type movies where I'm like, okay, now we have something where people have an angle to see there's a science behind it. That every morning I get up, I have this subconscious routine running. Let the universe bring people to me that I can respond to, that I may learn and expand my aura. And when I make those decisions, they gift me every time. And trust me, I've been broke. I've been homeless. In the 90s in New York, I had struggling times. I've been robbed, I think, 3 times in my life. Lost everything. Had to work from scratch, build everything up, I wasn't even in MIB or any government conspiracies. It's just people being foul. And we having to recover from that. And I don't worry about a government or a military. It's about what people do one another. I've seen things, and I'm not going to regurgitate what people in groups and teams did to one another, hustled one another. And then, you know what? And after 10 years, I can see that all of them are gone. Nobody is successful. Nobody's really thriving. And these little affairs of stealing didn't manifest anything. What does stealing mean? If you have to steal here, that means you're operating from lack. And what you're taking from here, you're taking fractally from the abundance that's supposed to come to you from the future. So in the future, when you're supposed to have, that spot cannot be fulfilled, that door cannot open because you stole, and it wasn't your place to steal. If it's a case of Robin Hood, take from the rich, give to the poor, and there's no person damaged and everything is insured, I don't really care what people do. I don't practice that. And Tony Robbins, The Art of Giving. All my life I was told, you're giving too much. I spend my time, I give my time to people. If I see it fit and I have the capacity, then I will. If not, I won't. And people get the message, I guess. So 5D, you want to go 5D is make choices that are successful and see that your aura expands. Even if you have friends that are not expansive, that's what's happening right now. The split is where some people will hate you for your success, for what you're doing, because you're going that path and it works for you. And they're like, good for you. Well, and then this, don't fall for the projections of others because they have made mistakes. The first thing I learned when I trained with my Kung Fu master, I studied Wing Chun, is be humble. You're not a master, first of all. And I saw people from the street coming in there, yeah, dude, I got uppercuts you ain't even ready for. And I'm speaking metaphorically, and they come swinging around, and my master was like, back, and they're like, oh, boom, you get hit in the chest, and you fall back, and you're like, I actually don't know nothing. And also don't get stuck in, yeah, we don't know anything. I don't know jack. If the sky is purple tomorrow, I won't know anything. And start from scratch. But I'm open to make adjustments to my belief system. Because if the belief system turns BS, you fall for the mechanism of yourself, the trickster, that eludes you into possibilities that, guess what, will never take place, will never come to you, and will never serve you. And if you force it, like in the twin flame era, where people say, yeah, my twin flame's not on Earth, but it's there and everything else gets repelled. Well, you be spelling yourself with an illusion that's actually not there. Because a twin flame or a soul or a partner or a friend will appear when the time is. And whatever level is offered is you can take it or leave it. But you controlling it by the goals that you set in life. This goes further, not just that. By this is how I want it, and if it's not working that way, then I can't accept anything else. You're already setting yourself up for disappointment because you're freezing your mind into a possibility that's the only possibility. Like if it doesn't rain on that Wednesday, well then I'm not gonna go out there and watch the rainbows and enjoy the weather, then I'm gonna stay confined. Yeah, we have prayers go out to those who are in lockdown, who can't really move about. I have the freedom, thank God, in this area, in this peaceful place, to go out free. And nobody will judge me. Nobody will condemn me. Nobody will say anything. Sorry for the plane. We have some traffic going on. But look at yourself in reflection. Look at your life. Where are you with the choices that you make? Are you being successful? And where is the success and where's the path? And sometimes if you don't know the path, there's a mountain guide. And the mountain guide will say this is the path. Well, guess what? You sit down. That's how I learned it. If that dude or that woman knows how to cross the mountain, you follow that without question. And it all comes in disguise. Could be a famous teacher, could be a mentor, could be a mentor that doesn't even know he or she is your mentor, but somehow it's teaching you great and valuable lessons in time. See, I don't have 90 million views because I care about the human race. I have a love for the existence of the human race and for us to make the better choice and to get well for all. And some people out there, they want to hate videos. I've seen people, there was a child that made a Picasso-type painting at the age of 4. Beautiful art. And I saw 3 dislikes. That explains to me why certain races will not make contact with us. If the consciousness is that low that you want to diss music or art that doesn't come at anybody or anything, is neutral, presents itself in its beauties, like you want to dislike the blue sky. That's perpetuating an unconscious where I'm like on a level where I almost sound esoteric bougie, where I'm like, really? Are we that low? Is it caveman era? For me it's about balance. Female and male are equal. They can all do the same jobs. We have to break the slavery settlement paradigm of the Anunnaki draconian rulership that still run. In marriage you get a diamond because the diamond represents what? Ownership. For those who own the diamond mines in Africa and the slaves that work for that. And how many millions are out there that get the maritimal status according to the man-made law, not the elemental lore? You're putting a spell until death do us apart. The original saying was, so life unites us. So we were repeating magic from a draconian empire, not even knowing that we were regurgitating the same soup and it doesn't go anywhere. Change the spells, change the ways. maybe you don't need a diamond on your woman to show that you honor her. Maybe you can honor her by honoring her with you, with your body, with your passion, however you do it, whatever your practice is. It shows more than, oh, look what my man got for me, and all the girls go, oh my God, how much was that? $80,000. And I'm like, wow. The conscious can spend $80,000 for like this little thingy here. And there are many, many villages that don't have water wells, and that's what they would need. This is what we're doing. And the problem of Earth is not the scarcity of whatever. It's the failure to have the correct charge distribution on this planet to make it phase conjugate so we can all ascend. Meaning we have to regulate our distribution on this planet. Yeah? How we work together, how we fuse our things and ideas and open source, and how we come together without ill intent. You know? Have a cosmic crush on yourself. Love yourself. I like myself. It's been years in the making. And I'll do videos when I think it's time to do videos and present the good stuff. I will not, I can't. Some people, I admire that they can pump videos out every day, a video, thousands of videos. Maybe at some point I'll script it. I'm working on a show for Amazon that is not yet released. It might take a year, it might take 2 years. There's a lot of work in there because I want detail. I want elite people. I want nuts and bolts. And I'm not talking about famous. As I say, by elite, I mean people that bring stuff to the table that blows your mind. People that the commercial TV shows don't have. I haven't seen them. They don't find them, and they're not looking for them. So I like filming and bringing that forth, helping us to expand. That's what I want to do. Maybe one day we'll have a retreat where I can teach how to expand your aura by divine choices and having success and writing down the success and sharing with people that actually worked. That's the new magic. That's the new earth. And that is what I want to welcome you to. And that is what I emanate, and this is what I produce and present. I don't go for what everybody fears or had feared this year. We move on, we continue, we don't stay stagnant, we don't slumber, we don't hesitate, we don't sleep, we are being aware. And awareness is tough, I know that. If you talk to a person and you're in their face precisely with what you know, and a focus, and you're looking at them, you guess what? It's kind of like uncanny. I don't want that. I don't want to look into your eyes. I don't want to. This is too much. Pardon if I'm squinting a little bit. The sun is intense here, so I'm doing the best that I can. But I like being focused. The more I go into the endeavors of studying myself, I don't know, some of you go to Peru, ayahuasca, vision questing, whatever modalities that is, are blessed. Nothing is ever disrespected. People tell me, yeah, I don't need the shamanic stuff and I can do it all myself. I haven't seen one that can do it by themselves. The gods, as in our ancestors, left the keys in form of plants in a symbiosis to work with our body to find our way back home. Nobody can do that sober. Impossible. I haven't seen it. Many make that claim. Very impressive. The ancient, and the original school, and the truth is that the shaman. So bring an altar in front of the Lord. Fire, face conjugate, the flame. Show the source that I can be that what it wants me to be. And whether it's the Book of Mormon, the Book of... almost losing balance here. I'm on a cliff here, so I gotta watch myself. Bhagavad Gita, Nag Hammadi papers, the Quran. It teaches all of these holy books. And they say that we know 470 religions. They all describe the source in a different way. He, she, God, whatever, Allah, Buddha, whatever. It's the same principle. teaches you to become face conjugate with where you come from. That's the mission. You're on earth, you're worthy. Some people say, yeah, I might die soon. If you design that, so it shall be. People, even the Bible, to some Bible thumping people, I like to use this as an alchemical example to not dismiss everything. When Jesus warns, he says, when the time comes, I call it the assembly time of the soul or the harvest, you collecting yourself, going back the correct way. He says, be mindful of the words in the action that you bring forth, because he who commits the divine choice will forever be in the kingdom of heaven with the divine choice. Those who commit evil and commit crimes, I'm talking about crimes against humanity and the divine plan, this will be eternally written in the Akashic records. I just made my modulation. He said, he who commits evil shall be forever evil. Meaning in that lifetime, you'll get stuck with that decision. I don't know how long that takes to work it off. I don't know what levels you drop if you are destroying, murderous, or you're corrupt. In whatever position you have, you're corrupt and you're doing what you are not supposed to be doing, and you know that, and you're abusing, you will pay for that. Because nature is designed to balance that equation out. That is what's called the rapture. I find it so funny is, I want to resonate with that Dan Winters said, according to science, and I am in resonance with what he's saying because I read that too, all weapons will melt. When Earth goes phase conjugate and the frequencies goes up, any metallic object that's not phase conjugate dielectrically with the divine plan will either crumble, as in buildings, or melt. So nuclear power plants and all weaponry on this planet that is, as we know, not of a divine creation, it is not, will melt. And the non-believers will be on their knees and lose their mind, according to the Hopi, go crazy because they can't believe there's actually a spiritual realm that's unfolding and manifesting on this planet. And we're training to hold it down. That this doesn't, knock us over. We tried that when we went to Mount Shasta 10 years ago for activations, to not make it rumble so much. Assist with everything that we have. So the difference again between 5D and 3D is 3D as in a muggle, and in Harry Potter is described. 3D is making an undivine choice. Your aura is not growing, you're not expanding, and you're stuck in the same time loop. You say it's, some people say it's my entire life, and you're not moving further, you're not progressing. It is not defined by if you're married, if you're single, if you, whatever you are, whatever gender you choose to be, whatever your preference is, it is designed by your action. And there are rules, as in laws of the planet and how you came here. And if you don't follow that, you'll be reinserted to learn that. Some people were being recycled. I say partially because we're not really being educated of how this works. I think we're being miseducated of how this works. But I think the education lies in look into the sublime success, the little groups that get together, the little communities that build, the self-efficiency that runs, where others in big cities have a crisis, people have eviction notices, people can't pay their mortgage, some people can't pay their loan back. Well, you're already in a credit system that is an undivine system that's based on knowing when you don't make the revenue, we charge you 27% and you pay us back because you wanted the allowance to get that money that you didn't have at the time. So we tend to live outside of our budget. Energetically, we do that in life. So give me that so I can do that here and then I give you back. But that's not our word. And that corruption is being used by those who can give you that. The little devils that wait for that weakness. And then you sit there and you're like, damn, I got all this stuff sitting here I gotta take care of. But when you needed it, you took it. You didn't waste time to take it because you needed it at that time. Now, what is your word and your discipline to actually to make that even? Or to find those that can assist you to make that even? That a lot of people lack. That's why the ascension process is work and takes some time. It's not like magic happens overnight. Get your chakras aligned. There's a lot of alchemy involved in getting that aligned to go 5D. Also, that has to do with the phase implosion of your blood. The Hebrew letters are also called the Iberu, Nibiru, Uru, from the ancient old race. The Ur, as in origin, goes back to Sumerian tablets. Your blood is a phase conjugation system. So is oxygen. Breathing through the nose when you're quiet is healthy. The Egyptians knew this. Mouth breathers are snorers. Mouth breathers have arrhythmia. They're not breathing correctly. They are issues. So you see how I am talking? That's called breath control. I learned that as a rap entertainer. But you all should have that. If you can, little trick. I will interview this guy on breathology. There's such a thing. How to put a little band-aid here on your mouth and go to bed. You sleep better. You know, doctors tell you all types of fairy tales of why that is. No. The meditation practice is not this and these things you see in yoga classes. Mouth closed. In through your nose, out through your nose. Taking breaks with inhale and exhale. Lowers your heart rate. And interestingly, the lower the heart rate is, the longer you live, the more beats you have. Also know this, oxygen is produced in the body, transported in the body, phase conjugate to your being. So is blood. That's why a respirator can't save lives. It's like mechanically trying to force oxygen into a lung is actually toxic. They don't tell you that, but you'll kill yourself over time. You're not built for that. And it's okay also that the oxygen is not a lot. Our bodies are partially, you have a reptilian brain. We come from that original template of Earth. The spine was from the snake. That part of the reptilian energy was needed in these vessels and even to survive here. So all of you have a stem brain, which is the snake brain, which is a reptilian brain. That doesn't make you draconian. See, I'm Arcturian, but I'm in this body that's based in this Anunnakian principle. Otherwise, I couldn't exist here with my consciousness. It's a complex system. So use the tools that you have while you're here to expand and to get into wider fields. And you'll be fine. You have nothing to worry about. So now you know. 3D, 5D is not just basically magic. When the frequency in the auric egg is right and divine and Fibonacci is singing and the golden mean ratio is coming from your brain and your hemispheres are balanced and you hovering around 40 hertz, you freaking Archimedes, Hermes, Merlin, Saint-Germain, you're on that level. And like I said, less thinking these days. Feel the moment. Sometimes don't wait. Do. When it's urgent, messages will come. When it's not urgent, you have no messages, guess what? You'll have to do something. And that is up to you. You decide that. Nobody does that for you. I'm thankful that I had the time that I can share this with you. Something to ponder about. Alchemically, have bioavailable copper in your system. Be phase conjugate, as in having divine thoughts, good thought management, good setting of goals, reaching that, and being successful with that is the way. As they say in The Mandalorian, this is the way. It always was the way. It always was the path. This is infinite. And on that note, I'll see you on the flip side. Now back to my ship.